You're watching ABC10 Plus This Week.
Hello everyone, I'm Chris Thomas. You're watching ABC10 Plus This Week. In dollars and cents, we look into a Social Security fairness law promising big boosts for retirees nationwide. Then a viewer contacted us after being overcharged on her PG&E bill for several months. 10 on Your Side got involved and found her a solution. Plus, we hit the back roads. John Bartell takes us to Lake Tahoe. ABC10 Plus This Week starts now.
And as thousands of families look to rebuild after last month's wildfires in the Los Angeles area, one Northern California construction company has a solution: 3D printed homes. And we first introduced you to this business back in 2022. And now ABC10's Becca Habegger is checking back in with the company as they are now working with families in the LA area to build wildfire resistant homes in the wake of tragedy.
Weeks since several wildfires in the Los Angeles area killed at least 29 people and damaged or destroyed more than 18,000 homes and other structures.
Oh, and we have, a partial structure collapse.
You can't believe that it's all gone.
Thousands like Evangeline Iglesias are looking to rebuild.
3:30 in the morning, a police officer was driving up and down our road saying, "Mandatory evacuation, everybody out."
January 8th was the last time this single mom of 3 adult children would see her family home in Altadena. They'd lived there for 25 years. When they could return, this is what greeted them. The chimney is all that stood.
I'm sad about my house, but I'm more sad about total annihilation of the whole neighborhood. This is where my kids grew. I love Altadena.
She said her friend told her about a new kind of home.
I Googled 3D printing fireproof house because obviously I don't want this to happen again.
That's how she found a company called Emergent Construction based in Redding.
We use an on-site 3D printer and extrude concrete to build homes.
In the wake of the LA wildfires, Emergent founder and CEO Don Ajamian posted this video on social media.
If you find yourself lost, confused, not sure what to do next, please call me.
Don says this is personal on multiple levels. He grew up in Altadena. This was one of his childhood homes. And in 2018, he and his family evacuated their home in Redding during the Carr fire.
Even though it's not perfectly smooth, it's consistently inconsistent.
We visited Don in Redding, where Emergent has since 3D printed 6 homes.
Emergent is the first to actually get concrete 3D printed on-site homes permitted in the state.
As Don explained to ABC10 in 2022, the process can be faster than building the frame of a conventional home.
We actually take the material, we formulate and mix it up ourselves. We pump it through the machine and all the way down to the print head, and the print head is controlled by the computer, which tells it exactly where the walls are, and it just lays out extruded layers of concrete that are 2 inches wide by 1.5 inches tall. And it'll do one layer of every wall, and then another layer, and then another layer, until it builds it up to 8 feet high.
Don says finishing the house is still dependent on the availability of local subcontractors. He traveled to Los Angeles a couple of weeks ago to meet with wildfire survivors and those he says he will now partner with in Los Angeles to help people rebuild. He adds one of the 7 total homes Emergent printed is at Woodbury University in Los Angeles County.
It's good to know that their building department's already seen this, and it's not going to be a surprise to them.
And importantly, these homes will be wildfire resistant.
There will literally be no flammable materials as a part of the structure of the house.
Emergent already has its first contract signed with a family in Los Angeles. In fact, they'll be building this same style house with 3 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. That family is Evangeline's.
It's going to be amazing. I just can't wait.
We try to find a little bit of light at the end of the dark tunnel.
In Redding, Becca Habegger, ABC10.
And as far as costs, Emergent Construction says right now the cost of 3D printing a home isn't much different from conventional construction, but he does predict that within a decade, 3D printing houses will get significantly less expensive as the technology evolves.
In 10 on Your Side, a viewer contacted us after being overcharged on her PG&E bill for several months. 10 on Your Side got involved, and in less than a week, we got results.
Whoever he called, he got that fixed.
Michelle tells me she moved into her apartment last summer. She qualified for the California Alternate Rates for Energy, or CARE program from PG&E, but she says she never saw the 20% discount.
It's a problem with our system. We'll get it fixed. I kept being the same story over and over and over again. So in the meantime, I'm getting charged, you know, the full rate. I just got fed up. So then I did the research, found Chris on ABC10, and sent him the email, and he responded really quickly.
She sent 10 on Your Side an email saying, I'm having a problem with PG&E regarding the CARE credit, and I need your help to get them to fix a billing issue. It's now almost February 2025, and PG&E's billing department still has not added the discount to my account. I'm being charged the regular rate on my bills.
Their systems work when they want to send you a bill. The systems work when they want to collect your money. All that works fine. But when it comes down to they owe you some money and they got to fix some stuff and put the credit in, oh no, don't nothing work.
I called PG&E immediately, and within days, they addressed the issue.
I don't know what his magic touch is, but pretty soon after that, PG&E had the credit, applied the credit. They adjusted the bill and applied the credit.
PG&E sent me this statement saying we have resolved the issue for Michelle and credited their account retroactively by applying the CARE discount, thereby making the customer whole. We apologize for erring by not implementing the CARE discount when Michelle started service at their apartment in Live Oak last July. Michelle did contact PG&E about the CARE discount not being applied, and the account was in process to be updated. Still, the delay was an error on our side, for which we apologized to Michelle.
Oh, I feel good. Chris handled it. I like that.
PG&E says they've also made sure the discount will continue going forward. Do you have a problem and don't know where else to turn? ABC10 is here to help. Email me at onyourside@abc10.com.
In tonight's Dollars and Cents, we're talking Social Security. Millions of retired Americans, including teachers, firefighters, and police officers, can expect to see their benefits expanded by hundreds of dollars a month. I talk with a financial expert about the new Social Security Fairness Act just signed into law this year and how it could help retirees make ends meet. But I'm also learning why they might be waiting a while before they see that money. Former President Joe Biden signed the Social Security Fairness Act into law January 5th, which repealed 2 decades-old policies. Get our viewers up to speed onto what it is exactly.
What happened was the Social Security Administration in the late 70s and the early 80s put into place 2 new rules.
Known as the Windfall Elimination Provision and the Government Pension Offset, together they reduced payments to certain retirees who receive pension income, like public school teachers, postal workers, police, and firefighters. The new Social Security Fairness Act aims to correct that.
Because of this provision, and now that they passed this legislation, those individuals who had paid into Social Security are able to reap their full benefits, which previously were limited or if not eliminated.
Can you put in perspective how much people may benefit from this change?
I think total beneficiaries, it's estimated to be close to 3 million people nationwide should benefit from this increase. And the Congressional Budget Office estimated about $360 for those individuals.
That amount will vary depending on your unique situation. The Social Security Administration says it's based on factors such as the type of Social Security benefit received and the amount of the person's pension. Some people's benefits will increase very little, while others may be eligible for more than $1,000 each month. And it's not just retirees who could benefit.
Spouses now are able to receive a much higher benefit than what they were receiving previously, which is an important point.
Keep in mind the benefits hike under the new law would be retroactive after December 2023. Experts say it could take more than a year to adjust benefits and pay all retroactive benefits.
Now, the flip side of it is the cost. The Congressional Budget Office estimates the cost to be $195 billion over the next 10 years.
Beneficiaries don't need to take any action to receive the enhanced payments other than verifying the Social Security Administration has their current mailing address and direct deposit information. SSA says most people can do that online with their My Social Security account. No call or visit to the SSA office necessary. We have links to that on our website, ABC10.com. And remember, the conversation doesn't end here. You can find all my dollars and cents stories streaming now on the ABC10 Plus TV streaming app. The app is free to download on your TV. You can also email me your questions at lpainter@abc10.com.
Local law enforcement is asking for advice on how to handle immigration issues as the federal government threatens to withhold funding. The El Dorado County District Attorney sent a letter to the California Attorney General asking what laws to follow. As ABC10's Jeannie Nguyen reports, the district attorney says even after the Attorney General responded, the answer is still not clear.
The first month of President Donald Trump's second term, he's made good on his promise to deport people living in the United States without proper documents.
We sent a letter to the AG's office asking for guidance, very specific guidance on how to manage the situation that we're in here in terms of law enforcement.
Approved by Governor Jerry Brown in 2017, Senate Bill 54, known as California's Sanctuary State Law, prevents a person from being arrested or detained for immigration enforcement purposes. But Pearson says this specific law conflicts with federal law.
Someone who's a foreign national, who's physically here and commits a new crime here in the state of California. And what can we do about it?
That's why Pearson sent the Attorney General's office this letter asking for an opinion on the issue, fearing if he ignores federal rules, his county will miss out on crucial federal dollars.
Would you rather us notify ICE and let ICE come pick them up, as they will when they're released from the local county jail? Or would you rather ICE find out 2 or 3 days later and go looking in the community where that person was last known to live?
In response, the Attorney General wrote a letter to the district attorney saying that it declines the DA's request for an opinion on the matter.
The Attorney General's letter says that an ongoing lawsuit against SB 54 prevents it from providing Pearson with more details, but did point to an information bulletin on how law enforcement agencies throughout the state should handle immigration issues.
I think that in this instance, the Attorney General's office is interpreting the letter is really a political attempt at getting publicity.
UC Davis law professor Kevin Johnson says he believes this letter is political. And when ABC10 asked him about California's sanctuary state law,
it's better for local law enforcement to focus on public safety and common crime than to focus on immigration enforcement.
Pearson says he still hopes there can be a more clear solution from the state in the near future.
So Jeannie, of course, reached out to the AG's office as well about this. What did they have to say to you?
Well, Alex, a press person with the AG's office did send me an email that said, please see attached, and it just attached the email that the letter that we showed you in the story today. But aside from that, Kevin Johnson with UC Davis Law tells me he believes the AG's office would consider suing against the Trump administration if federal dollars are withheld because law enforcement is abiding by the laws as stated in SB 54.
I think the AG's office preparing for a lot of lawsuits from what we're hearing.
Exactly.
All right, Jeannie, thank you so much.
Now to flu cases rising across the country.
Yeah, the CDC is reporting at least 24 million cases this flu season alone, and 13,000 of those have turned deadly.
And it turns out people are going to the doctor for flu-like illnesses at the highest level in at least 15 years.
ABC 10's Luke Clary has a closer look.
CDC data shows flu cases are surging across the country. Data showing the rate of people seeking medical care for flu-like symptoms from fever to cough and sore throat is the highest since the 2009 swine flu outbreak. And California's flu activity for the first week of February was categorized as very high.
Yeah, we're seeing the same thing here in Sacramento. We're seeing increasing rates of influenza.
Dr. Dean Blumberg is professor-in-chief of pediatric infectious diseases at UC Davis Health. He says a lot of kids are getting sick right now.
There's a lot of outpatient visits, emergency department visits, and then unfortunately some children being hospitalized with complications of influenza.
Natomas Unified School District sending parents this bulletin with a refresher on CDPH guidelines on when to keep your child home from school.
Schools have really excellent policies to encourage students to stay home if they are sick and potentially infectious to others. So what I would encourage parents to follow their school policies on that.
Kids should stay home if a new illness or symptom prevents a child from participating meaningfully in routine activities. Dr. Blumberg says now might also be a good time for a routine vaccination.
We certainly do recommend influenza vaccine for everybody 6 months of age and older, but vaccination rates have stalled. So they tend to be around 40 or 50%, and we'd certainly like it higher than that.
The doctor also recommends getting tested if you feel sick at your healthcare provider or taking an at-home test, because if you catch it early enough, you can get an antiviral prescription like Tamiflu or Tamiflu, for example, and shorten the duration of illness by a day or two. And keep in mind, experts say it's also a good idea to consider wearing a mask if you're going to be in a crowded area.
The Sacramento County Sheriff's Office says that they are expanding their K-9 team that searches for explosive devices. And it's part of a joint effort to increase security during construction at the Folsom Dam. Tonight, ABC 10's Devin Truby brings us a unique look at the unit.
A decommissioned military base is a playground for pups.
Hi, Reagan. Hi. Hi, buddy.
Meet Buster and Reagan, explosive detection canines with the Sacramento County Sheriff's Office, brought to McClellan Park to train to sniff out explosives.
We currently have 10 that work patrol in a patrol function. Those dogs are cross-trained for narcotics. We also have several dogs at the Folsom Dam. We have a total of 6 right now.
Good girl.
And we're looking to expand that to 10 within the next few months.
Yes.
They also run a separate team out of the Sacramento International Airport in partnership with the TSA. Captain Sean Hampton says there is a canine available 24/7.
These dogs that we have here today are primarily assigned to the Folsom Dam. We have a very large footprint out there as far as dam security, maintaining the critical infrastructure.
That's where this yellow lab, Reagan, and her handler, Deputy David Abdul, spend their day searching all the construction equipment and cars that go over the Folsom Dam.
Yes. Good girl. She can do 20, 30 cars a day, 40 cars a day, 50 cars a day. It kind of depends on her.
When they aren't working, they're training in scenarios like what you see here.
Sit. Go find it.
The canines must train 16 hours a month, and they have to recertify every single year with a handler outside the Sheriff's Department to make sure they're at the top of their game.
There are about 22 odors that she's able to detect in various combinations, not just single odors, but in combo odors.
In 2024, Reagan trained about 500 hours. It's why Buster, an English lab known for his high energy, is here too, training.
Here. Good boy, yeah. Go find it.
Running around the room, searching.
Where's that?
Then he sits. He's found it and looks over at Deputy Yanni Athens, tongue wagging, waiting.
Yes. Good boy.
Deputy Athens started with a patrol canine used to apprehend suspects for 3 years before being matched with Buster, based on their personalities.
Right when I met him, he immediately jumped on me and wanted me to pet him.
Buster and Reagan belong to the same Sacramento County Sheriff Canine team that's looking to expand from 6 to 10 dogs as construction at Folsom Dam is picking up.
I think that the people within the community, the people that live below the Folsom Dam, should have peace of mind knowing that the Sacramento County Sheriff's Office is there.
But the team also provides mutual aid, more dogs, more resources for the community at large.
We'll go anywhere they ask us to go. We've gone up to Butte County. We've gone up to Chico.
Reagan and Buster helped clear Florin High School in October after a bomb threat. Concert venues like Thunder Valley and Rolling Hills Casino. Political events like the vice presidential candidate Tim Walz's visit.
Within our jurisdiction, we have one of the 5th largest school districts in Northern California. And we're called there quite frequently, and also called to other venues within the community that has large gatherings or other schools that may have threats or perceived threats.
Captain Hampton said it's a needed resource in a post-9/11 world.
We have seen a slight uptick over the last several years.
The handlers say it's also one of the best resources for the community to have.
One dog can search, what 20 officers can't in 30 minutes, where it would take them 4 hours.
These deputies want you to know they learn from every incident, like the recent bombing at the Trump Hotel in Las Vegas.
Yes.
So they can better protect you.
The things going on right now directly impact how we operate as an explosive team. Seeing where even devices can be placed in vehicles or in front of buildings or certain containers definitely increases our training and experience level.
Their message to you in the community.
Just because the community doesn't see us doesn't mean we're not there.
Good job. Good boy.
Devin Truby, ABC 10.
The Sacramento County Sheriff's Office says the K-9s, including new additions, are funded by the Sacramento Area Flood Control Agency. The Sheriff's Department hopes this increase in K-9 staffing can happen in the next few months. And once the K-9 and the handler are partnered, they train for about 6 weeks together before being available for service.
When the snow falls at Lake Tahoe, the rip-roar of snowmobile engines resonates through the air in State Line, Nevada. Well, if you thought snowmobiling was an extreme motorsport only for the wild and crazy, think again.
You want to get that weight over onto the left. Yeah, just like that, a little further. Okay. Yeah, there you go. That's it. That's it.
Zachary Gordon's a manager at Tahoe Snowmobile and Tubing, which is a decades-old company, and he's made his living out of teaching people just like me how to snowmobile.
What, this tops out at what, like 120 or?
Yeah, yep. Fully like ungoverned, they'll do about 120 miles an hour.
Is that what we're gonna do today?
Probably not.
Okay.
Though these snowmobiles can go fast here at the groomed track at Lake Tahoe, these snowmobiles are governed, meaning the top speed is about 25 to 30 miles per hour.
You gotta be careful, believe it or not. They're a 500-pound machine, you know, and if you come into these turns without the right, weight distribution, they'll roll on you real easy.
Once you get the hang of driving these things, Zach likes to show off the local history, which he'll be passing by.
Back in the 1800s, the Pony Express came right through here. It was one of the mail stops.
Zach says before the casinos, the restaurants, and the tourism, this area was only visited by homesteaders and ranchers.
So originally, as you can see next to us here, this was used for cattle grazing and all that kind of stuff. And a lot of the original stuff is still here.
The snowmobile track is built on the Park family property, who for generations used this land to ranch cattle. Adjacent to the track, you can see the historic ranch-style home they built generations ago. Zach says the family still does a little ranching and land preservation in Nevada.
Everything's built except for this area. So what the Park family did was they deemed it for recreation only from here down.
Well, if snowmobiling didn't get your blood pumping, you might want to try the other attraction at Tahoe Snowmobile and Tubing.
We're gonna hit like what, Mach 2 or 3? Or?
Yeah, just let me know when you start getting scared and I'll pull the chute.
Okay. Gotcha.
Oh my God!
The tubing hill was specially designed for racing. Multiple lanes allow sledders to get to the bottom of the hill in the fastest way possible. And if the snow starts to melt, Zach says he can make more with their state-of-the-art snow factory, which makes new snow overnight.
So this is just like a massive snow cone maker.
Basically, yes. Yep. Yeah, you can run it right in the summer and have snow cones all day long.
There is, however, a downside to the tubing hill. There's no chairlift to the top.
This is definitely the worst part about sledding right here.
Yeah.
Once you're all worn out, consider resting and munching on some s'mores in the romantic see-through snow globe igloo.
Very romantic. We're fully booked for Valentine's Day right now.
Well, here at Lake Tahoe Snowmobile and Tubing, there's no business like snow business.
Snowmobiling at Lake Tahoe. I'm John Bartell. Hope to see you on the back roads.
We know that in news, stories are filled with challenges and hardships, but incredible things are happening every day, from neighbors helping neighbors to inspiring acts of kindness. Each week in our segment, Champions of Hope, we're going to be sharing stories on people making a difference, reminding us of the power of community. Tonight, we're going to be taking you out to Westwood Elementary in Stockton, where a principal caught the attention of one local parent.
Raise your hand if you were done with science.
It's the little things.
I've never seen a principal out there doing crossing guard in their three-piece suit. I've never seen a principal out there sweeping up the parking lot.
That Westwood Elementary parent Rosalinda Valencia notices Principal Joseph Ward doing for her kids.
Thank you for being a caring principal and always putting the needs of the families and the children first.
They want it. They want the garden.
Westwood Elementary is just a wonderful community.
Mr. Ward has been the principal of Westwood Elementary for 2 years.
When you walk on campus, there's a sense of belonging here that I think the kids feel, I think the staff feels, I think the parents feel.
Admittedly, he
wasn't always the easiest student to work with back in the day. I've had my trips to the principal's office, so to speak.
But the support and mentors in his life made a difference, something he hopes to pass on to staff and students at his school.
To me, it feels like I'm paying forward in the best way I can the people that have poured into me. I love to help where I can because I think that's my purpose. You know, that's why I'm here in education, is to be supportive.
He's grateful for his students, parents, and staff, and to the mom that wrote into ABC10.
They're very kind words and a kind act, and I hope to earn that and repay that every day.
See you later. Thank you.
And we know there are so many more stories waiting to be told. So if you know someone making a difference, of course, we would love to hear about it. You can always share a story with us by emailing us at tothepoint@abc10.com. Together, we can keep spreading positivity one story at a time.
Thanks for watching ABC10 Plus this week. We are here 24/7 on the free ABC10 Plus app. You can get your local news and weather anytime, anywhere. I'm Chris Thomas. We'll see you next time.
Trust isn't given, but earned. It's built every day by doing the hard work, putting in the hours, doing the research, holding the powerful accountable, and being there when you need us most. Working hard to earn your trust every day, every newscast, every story. Watch weeknights at 6 or stream live on ABC10 Plus.
Thanks for watching ABC10 Plus. And now that you're here, why don't we take a look around and see what else is here? The very first tile on your left is always going to be streaming 24/7. You can find us adjacent to that, breaking news if it's there. And then right next to that, a replay of the most recent newscast, whether it's ABC10 Morning News at 5, 6, or beyond, it's going to be there. The forecast beyond that, and then right beyond that, the news that matters the most. Now that you know the basic tiles, let's go up to the top and take a deeper dive into news. We have every single newscast that you would need, including To the Point with Alex Bell, taking a deeper dive into the issues. Beyond that, ABC10 Morning News at 5 and 6 and 11, the evening shows as well. Below that, you can watch the top stories from To the Point. Under that, Dollars and Cents, where you can learn how to navigate this challenging economy. And below that, you can watch our award-winning ABC10 Special Investigations, where we hold the powerful accountable. Going into weather, look, it's the 10-day forecast, getting you ready for the weekend and beyond. Beyond that, sports. I know you care about the Sacramento Kings. We have the most comprehensive guide to anything, everything Kings in the locker room and on the court. We have it. Below that, I know you care about the San Francisco 49ers. We can't mention Bay Sports without talking about the Oakland A's. We have that too. Backing out again, come up to the top and join me on Verify. I'm super excited about this. Our experts are checking the facts, verifying the truth for you. Jump up now to shows. Very excited about this. Oh, look. It's Take a Look. This is my show. I love movies, and if you love movies or streaming shows, whether it's on screens this big, or this big, it's Take a Look. Recently went behind the scenes, sat down with Lady Gaga and Joaquin Phoenix to talk about Joker 2. I love the movie, and oh, I just heard you shout you hate the movie. Jump in, we talk about it on this show. Other shows, Bartell's Backroads, go up and down the state of California, tank of gas getaways, one fuel cell getaway, like places like the Toy Museum. This is what kids did before they had screens. Over here, the Moaning Caverns of Calaveras County, one of the most coveted caves in all of California. You know, watching this show, I discovered there's a cave that could fit the entire Statue of Liberty in your own backyard. You'll find about that and more with Bartell's Backroads. Down below that, To the Point. It is one of my favorite newscasts because they talk about news with Alex Bell the way you talk about news. It's conversational, but in-depth at the same time. Below that, Your California Life. Love this show. Whether it's entertainment, food, beverage, lifestyle, it's there. Desiree Shepherd hosts and does an amazing job. So there you have it. It's ABC10 Plus, the app. What do you need? We heard you and we got it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for streaming.